You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
What's up, Steeler Nation? Welcome to the Mark Lesko Podcast. I'm your host, J-Rod, and this is Steelers Central. All right, guys, game day's here, so we're looking at the Seahawks. The first kickoff topic I want to talk about is the Steelers acquiring Julius Peppers from the Patriots. Great option. I mean, I know everybody was kind of talking about they wanted to bring him in beginning of the season. So I'm very much happy to see, despite why he's actually here. You know, Sean Elliott going down, they needed someone to replace. And not that I didn't want to trust Chuck Clark, I don't think, but, you know, Julius Peppers, he's one of the more important guys to, you know, play the sport, you know, in safety position, at least for the last couple of years. I mean, he definitely has solidified himself, you know, as established. He's very much what he should be, and yeah, we need him to be that. So we bring him in. I'm very happy to know that the Steelers went and got him, and yeah, it just helps that D-line so much more. And knowing that guys like Alex Highsmith is a little dinged up from last week's game, so you now have Nick Herbigs coming back. Knowing that that is the case, it's nice to know that they do have these great options to come in, take care of business if someone were to go down. I mean, the defense is just completely stacked with so many great names, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing how they're going to handle themselves in this particular matchup. Knowing what the Seahawks' injury report is, I did bring this up. So what it looks like between Nick Imanwara, I think that's how you say the guy's last name. He is a safety. He has an ankle issue. He's out. And a big name, Devin Witherspoon, with a knee. He's doubtful. Looks like he may be out. So that would be a huge break for guys like Rodgers and Metcalf, because that's a huge corner that would be protecting Metcalf. So if they don't have that, then they're going to have to rely on, I believe his name is Woolen, to do that. And I don't know if they don't have a whole lot of faith in him, but I don't think he had that great of a game against the 49ers. I think what was their overall, I think Rick Parcell just went berserk, and I think that was the guy who Woolen was covering. So it's like, yeah, if that's what it's going to look like against a guy like Parcell, I mean, imagine what DK Metcalf's going to look like. I mean, he could be having a game against his former team. Again, this revenge tour is very interesting because last week it was for Rodgers, this week is going to be for DK Metcalf, and next week it's going to be for Peppers. It's just amazing how we just picked him up off the Patriots, who we play next week. Yeah, so the Steelers, I think they are set to make some pretty big pushes these next couple weeks, just because, again, the circumstances being what they are, they go into these series and this game. So it's like, yeah, they have so much to look forward to. I am very much ready to see what they have ready for it defensively, because, yeah, I don't expect them to look like they did last week. Again, I just think that was great prep work by the Jets. I think their head coach, and I want to say his name, I know he was coordinator, Jets' head coach, Aaron Glenn. Yeah, I want to see, like, he was the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. I mean, yeah, he is absolutely an impressive guy. And I think they say that I think him and Mike Tomlin are the same age. So, yeah, it's interesting when you saw both sides of the field last week, how the head coaches responded to each side. And, you know, Aaron Glenn looked like he was ready to show off. And I like the personality a little bit, to be honest with you. So it's interesting to see going forward what this is going to be for this particular team, the Jets, moving forward. There's a lot to look at and see if what's going to happen. So knowing that our first week's test showed that we could hang and do what we did, and now it's a team like the Seahawks, who I'm not saying is a downgrade, but yes, Sam Darnold, I don't know. I mean, I feel like him and Jackson Smith-Njigba could be a big, connection, could be, but I mean, you never know. With Ramsey and again, now you got guys like Peppers who are slated. And yeah, so the pressures are going to be coming from Watt and Herbig a lot. I don't know how hurt Alex Highsmith is, but yeah, I'm very much impressed with what I see coming for this game with these players. Like, it's all set up to be a big matchup. I think we're going to have ourselves a game today. And again, I think I did let it out, but I don't know if I said my final score. Today's game, I think, again, we're going to score a touchdown in the first it's first quarter. I love my baseball and football mix-ups. But no, in the first quarter, we're going to have the 7-0 lead. And then I think we're going to have a touchdown and a field goal in the second quarter. And then I think that the Seahawks are going to score a touchdown. I don't know if it's going to come from Walker III or if it's going to come from Sam Darnold, whoever. But I think they're going to score a touchdown, and I think that the half is going to be 17-7. And then when we come back into the third quarter, we are going to score another touchdown. And I don't think I have I think I have the Seahawks kicking a field goal. So it should be, what would that make it, 24-10? And then I think we're just going to kick 2 field goals between the two of them. Make complete sense for what Aaron and company will do. Again, I'm looking for a big connection between DK and Mr. Rogers, so it should be a real fun game. And now maybe they can also insert Pat Freiermuth into this some more, maybe Darnell Washington. Again, keep opening up the middle of the field. That's really what we need to see as much as possible, because we have not seen that for several years. So knowing that they have a guy who can, and Arthur Smith, continue to keep opening up the field for Mr. Rogers and company. Now, the other topic that I had for today before the pregame was stepping up on O-line. I think what you're looking at is a potential benching for Broderick Jones if he does not perform just like normal. I think, like, when you see guys like McDonald IV have a day like he did, and all the pressures that Aaron saw last weekend against that team, yeah, that right there, if that even happens within the first quarter, I say bench Mr. Broderick Jones. And, if you look at all the other options, I mean, what do you have here? Pittsburgh's offensive line. So outside of him, I mean, yes, you have your standard Isaac Seumalo, Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, and Troy Fautano. He didn't have the greatest game last week, but he did enough that it's like I think he was obviously better than Jones, but he definitely struggled, I thought. But it can happen. So what you have here on this line with other options, you have Calvin Anderson, Spencer Anderson. Doesn't look like a whole lot of options. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at guys, hopefully guys like that will start to pick up the pace for him, and if they have to come in. Yeah, I very much hope that is the case. Like, it needs to happen either way. I mean, it's really the one glaring problem that we saw from week one, again, outside of what the defense had issues with. But again, I don't expect that to be the case again against a team like Seattle. I mean, they should get back on track defensively, because they knew what their mistakes were, and Watt and them didn't really get to Fields. And Fields, again, is a very fast dude. I mean, Sam Darnold might be mobile-ish, but he's nowhere near as fast as Justin Fields is. So I do expect the edge rushers to put a lot of pressure on him and get to him way better than Justin. So with the offensive line, it's just, I don't know. I know that it's like it's a pretty straightforward thing. Stop the guy that's coming at you. So if Broderick cannot do that, I mean, I'm hoping guys like Calvin or Spencer can be inserted and just be remotely decent. Like, I'm not even saying, like, if they give up a sack as opposed to the 3 that Broderick gave up, I guess that's all I can ask for. Just not as much pressure for Rodgers this game, hopefully. That's really what it all comes down to. And once you figure that problem out, naturally the running game will start to get going too. I know that they did oddly use Kenneth Gainwell more than Jalen. And I don't really understand the whole process between some, like, you watch every game every week and you just see like there's this thing that is like, why are they doing this? Why is this the option? And for that week, last week, it was they used Gainwell way more than Jalen, I thought. And I didn't understand that. I mean, I think Jalen is a faster guy. I don't know if he just knows how to read the routes better. I don't really know what the case is for Gainwell, but it wasn't all that impressive. So it's got to happen. It's just at some point the offensive line has to open up the field for those running backs. And once that gets going, guys, we're a dangerous team. We are absolutely a dangerous team. Like Aaron Rodgers proved at 41 years old, he is absolutely like the best thing we could have asked for. I can't ask for more than that, like what I saw last week from the guy. So when you see 4 touchdowns and no interceptions, it's like, yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's insane. That's a fantastic performance. He had a QBR rating of like 124 or something like that. It was awesome. So we know he's good. We know everybody else is good, but it's that O-line and those running backs getting going. If that opens up, guys, heck, we could be seeing some 30 points again. I'm just trying to be conservative and realistic on that score. So that's what you have to look at. I guess if I'm doing any kind of halftime show, I guess it's what I hope to see from this game from certain players. Yeah, from the O-line, I just don't want to see any more than a sack. I want to see from the defense, I want to see you guys hold this team under, 20 points. That would be ideal. And I guess the other thing would be, it'd be nice to see one of the running backs get about, I'd say 50, 60 yards. I don't want to be too greedy with it. I just want to see some improvement over it and maybe a touchdown run, maybe. Like that would be really cool to see them get a rushing touchdown from this situation. I don't know. I mean, the Seahawks, their defense might be a step down from the Jets, just like slightly. But yeah, you got to be prepared. It's the home opener, guys. Like this is what you look forward to every year, Steeler Nation. You guys know how loud that place gets. You know how enthusiastic that crowd gets for the first game of the season at home. Yeah, and it's going to be really like we want to put on a show for Metcalf, and hopefully Watt gets about a sack or 2 at least. And yeah, it's what you're trying to cross off all the list of things you want to see from this game. I'm looking forward to it, you guys. I think it's going to be a really fun game. I think it's going to be less stressful than last week, but it's always Tomlin. You never know what's coming with this. So with the 2-minute warning closing, I just know that seeing guys like Peppers here, it's going to be a great addition. Knowing that this defense, again, always has backups, they're ready to go. Yeah, it's going to be great display for them. I think we're going to, again, see Chris Boswell do what he does. Yeah, this is going to be a great game. I definitely foresee this win. I don't see them floundering. I don't see them going down. So, yeah, just get ready, guys, and I'm looking forward to this. I can't. There's nothing more to say, but get going for the game. Let's do this, guys. And I will see you guys after the game for the post-game reaction. And until then, you guys, here we go, Steelers.